If you've ever wondered why people line up for hours to buy a new iPhone or a new Mac, or how Apple turned everyday gadgets into a luxury brand, you're in the right place. Apple isn't just a company that makes products, they're a marketing machine. And in this video, I'm breaking down the strategies they use that you can adapt to grow your own small business. You don't need to be one of the largest companies in the world to take advantage of these simple strategies. By the end of this video, you'll not only see how Apple does it, but also how you can apply its genius to your own marketing, even if you're just getting started. In case you're tuning into my channel for the first time, hi there. I'm Marisa Margachori, and I've coached and supported tens of thousands of impact-driven coaches, experts, and service providers in growing their online businesses. And I'm here to help you succeed too. Here's the thing that you need to know right off the bat. Most people get marketing completely wrong. They simply think of marketing as the process of getting customers and clients. But that's a really dull definition. And if you think about marketing as only the process of acquiring customers, it creates a lot of resistance. Over the last 13 years of being in business, I've learned that marketing is actually the process of developing the mindset, beliefs, and conditions that people need to say yes to something they want but can't do on their own. Marketing is about transformation, not manipulation. That's why in this video, I'm diving into how you can ethically steal Apple's game-changing marketing strategies to grow your business while getting results for your customers. Ready? Let's go. So, what's Apple's biggest secret? Simplicity sells. When most businesses try to show off, they overload their customers with features, jargon, and choices. But Apple takes the opposite approach. They strip away the clutter and focus on what their customers actually care about. Take a second and think about Apple's ads. They aren't rattling off specs or bombarding you with tech jargon. Instead, they focus on how their products make your life better. Remember those classic Mac versus PC spots?
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. We've got a little network going here, and it was very easy to set up.
We speak each other's language.
We share our internet connection and all sorts of things we do together. Who's this now?
Oh, this is that new digital camera from Japan. Just came out.
Hajimemashite.
はじめまして。
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Wait. You speak her language?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything just kind of works with a Mac. Arigato.
ねえねえねえ、
Yeah.
誰
そう
オタクっぽくない？
So?
Buongiorno. Hello.
This ad doesn't tell you how many gigahertz the Mac has or what the screen resolution is. It just shows you one clear idea. The Mac is simpler, cooler, and better. That's it. But Apple doesn't stop at their ads. This philosophy of simpler is better runs through everything they do, from their retail stores to their product design to their sales copy. Let's take a look at their copy. Apple doesn't list every teeny feature or get bogged down in technical details. Instead, they highlight benefits and transformations. They don't say, this is an MP3 player with 1 GB of storage. They say 1,000 songs in your pocket. They don't talk about A15 bionic chips. They say the fastest iPhone ever. So how can you apply this to your business so you avoid overwhelming your customers? Let's use my signature program, the Experience Product Masterclass or EPM, as an example. Instead of saying we have 5 modules, 59 worksheets, and dozens of templates, we focus on the transformation our students will get when they complete EPM. We purposely make our messaging centered on them, not us. Your mission is to design, launch, and profit from an experience product in 12 weeks or less so you can get off the marketing treadmill, make more sales, and have a bigger impact. Guaranteed. And this one program has generated nearly 3,000 honest and unedited success stories. Here's how to simplify your own marketing. First, make your content scannable. Use bullet points, short paragraphs, and plenty of white space. Second, focus on transformation, not features. People don't care about the stuff, they care about what your offer will do for them. Third, cut the jargon. Speak in plain, relatable language your audience understands. When you make things easy for your audience, they'll build trust, reduce the feeling of overwhelm, and create clarity. And that clarity is what converts casual browsers into loyal customers. Are you ready to simplify your business and make it irresistible? Stick around, because next I'm diving into another Apple secret that'll blow your mind. I'm talking about customer experience. Apple doesn't just sell products, they sell experiences. From the moment you walk into their store to the unboxing of your new iPhone, they've thought of everything. And that attention to detail, it creates die-hard fans who can't stop talking about Apple. Do you know that Apple fans often create videos of themselves unwrapping their new Apple products and uploading them to YouTube? It's called unboxing, and there are hundreds of these videos out there shared by excited users all over the globe. Why does this happen? Because Apple has mastered the art of turning a simple purchase into a shareable, memorable experience. Their marketing team doesn't have to do the heavy lifting here because their customers are doing it for them. But this didn't happen by chance. Every step of the Apple journey, from trying out products in their stores to comparing versions, buying the item, and unboxing it, is carefully designed, refined, and crafted to delight the customer, to delight you. Because Apple understands that customers don't just buy products, they buy how those products make them feel. And that's where most online businesses fall short. So, how does this translate to your online business? Think about every single touch point in your customer journey. Is your onboarding process smooth and intuitive? Does your package, program, or course deliver a wow moment? Are you designing experiences that make students say, this was worth every penny? Let me break it down further. You want to start by evaluating your customers' experiences from start to finish. Where are the friction points? How can you make things simpler, more intuitive, and more delightful? For example, when students enroll in EPM, they're greeted with an exciting gamified onboarding process. It's not just a welcome email, it's a journey that gets them pumped about the transformation ahead. Now, Apple's fans don't just use their products, they share their excitement about them. Think about ways you can encourage your audience to share their wins and progress. For example, could you build in milestones for students to hit and celebrate along the way? Could you encourage them to share their success stories on social media or in your community? You bet. Now let's go even further. What could you do to truly delight your customers? In my programs, I've added fun, unexpected touches that my students love. When a student hits a major goal, we celebrate it with a shout out in our community. I film silly congratulations videos when my students re-enroll or level up in their journey. They're quick to create, but they've got a huge impact. We add costumes, songs, and quirky surprises that keep the energy high and make learning memorable. Why does this matter? Without these experiences, your students, clients, and customers are more likely to disengage. And when they disengage, they don't complete your programs, they don't see results, and they move on to someone else. This is the ultimate business killer. You'll spend way too much time, energy, and money constantly chasing new customers instead of nurturing and delighting the ones you already have. That's why, if you want long-term success, it's time to prioritize experiences everywhere. Let me leave you with a bit of homework, but not the boring kind. Take a look at your customer journey and ask yourself, what worked well? Where can you simplify? And most importantly, how can you create those wow moments that make your audience feel valued, excited, and ready to share their journey with others? When you focus on delivering exceptional experiences, you're not just creating customers, you're creating fans for life. Okay, stick with me, because next, we're diving into another Apple strategy that'll take your online business to the next level. I'm talking about one of Apple's best kept secrets, the art of exclusivity. Apple has mastered making its products feel not just desirable, but absolutely essential. Think about it. Every time a new iPhone is released, there's a line around the block. Pre-order slots sell out in minutes. And don't even get me started on the buzz around rumored secret features. Apple has created a sense of scarcity and exclusivity that has people scrambling to get their hands on their products. It's not just about the technology, it's about the experience of being one of the first to own it. How do they do this? By leveraging urgency and FOMO, the fear of missing out, at every stage of their marketing. Think about it. When was the last time you saw an ad from Apple that begged people to buy? You don't, because Apple doesn't need to ask. They've created a system where their customers feel like they can't afford to miss out. How can you apply this to your online business. First, you want to create a buzz before you launch. Before Apple launches a product, they build anticipation with teasers, sneak peeks, and rumors. The key is to start creating excitement before your offer is even available. This could mean hosting a live Q&A, a webinar, or even a 5-day challenge, dropping hints on social media, and even in your emails about an upcoming launch, sharing testimonials from past clients or students to build credibility and curiosity. The goal is to create a sense of anticipation, so your audience feels like they're part of something exciting and exclusive. Let's call it the golden ticket effect. Then, you want to use urgency to drive action. When Apple opens pre-orders, they emphasize limited availability. The message is clear: act now or you'll miss your chance. And once the initial stock runs out, that's it. The FOMO is real. For your business, urgency can look like offering early bird bonuses for the first 10 people who sign up, setting a limited time window to enroll in your course, highlighting how many spots are left with a simple counter on your sales page. Here's the deal. When people feel like they'll lose out by waiting, they're much more likely to take action. Urgency isn't pushy, it's motivating. And finally, you want to build exclusivity into your offer. Apple products feel special because not everyone can get them right away. Whether it's the first wave of pre-orders or limited edition colors, their strategy makes customers feel like they're part of an elite group. You can replicate this by limiting the number of spots in your program, creating VIP tiers with extra perks for fast action takers, offering private bonuses like exclusive coaching calls or custom feedback for early enrollees. The key is to position your offer as special, something that only a select few will get to experience. Remember, FOMO isn't just about the fear of missing out, it's about the excitement of being part of something bigger. In your marketing, emphasize what people will gain by joining now, such as early access, exclusive bonuses, or a head start on their transformation. How others are already taking advantage of your offer, use testimonials or social proof. The ripple effect of missing out, what will they lose if they don't act? Time, momentum, opportunities. Here's a question. What's one thing that you can do right now to make your offer feel more exclusive? Think about how you can create urgency or FOMO and drop your ideas in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Now let's talk about something that Apple absolutely crushes: building a die-hard fan base. Apple's customers aren't just buying products, they're buying an identity. Think about it. People camp out overnight for the latest iPhone, and unboxing videos have become a global phenomenon. Apple didn't just create a brand, they created a movement. But here's the secret. Apple didn't get there by accident. They built a sense of belonging, a community where customers feel like they're part of something bigger. And you can do the exact same thing with your online business. Do you remember Apple's iconic Think Different campaign?
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently.
It wasn't about tech specs or features, it was about celebrating the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers. Apple spoke to a universal desire to feel understood, valued, and a little bit special. And it worked. Apple's customers didn't just feel like buyers, they felt like members of an exclusive club. Now let's translate that magic into your online business. Before you can build a community, you need to understand who you are as a brand. What are your values? What's your tone of voice? What makes you different? If you're not crystal clear, your audience won't be either. Write down your brand's core message and values. Then make sure every piece of content, email, and social post reflects those values. A thriving community starts with a warm welcome. For example, in my Experience Product Masterclass, we kick off with an introductory post in our private Facebook group. You can see that right here. The entire goal of this post is to get students to share about themselves so we can start to build that sense of community. But I don't just ask them to share. I share first to get them comfortable with sharing. Here's how I end the post. I'll start. I'm Marisa, and I'm the founder of Live Your Message. I live in Austin, Texas with my husband and business partner, Murray. We also love to travel the world together. We've supported thousands of students to find and live their message in just about every niche known to man. Our goal is to help 1 million entrepreneurs take their business out of what we call the blue sky phase and into the real world where they can make a real difference. We can't wait to get to know you and begin this epic journey together. P.S. I love monkeys. Now it's your turn. And guess what? This post was a great icebreaker. Students introduced themselves and started connecting, building relationships right from the start.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Now, the worst thing you can do is let your community go quiet after the initial excitement. Keep the momentum going with regular engagement. Host weekly check-ins where members share progress and challenges. Celebrate milestones, whether it's completing a module, landing a client, or just taking the first step. Ask open-ended questions that spark discussion. Like, what's one thing you've learned this week that you're excited to apply? Here's the thing to always remember. Your community isn't about you. It's about creating a space where your students feel heard, supported, and valued. Respond to their comments, celebrate their wins, and listen to their feedback. When students feel connected to you and each other, they're more likely to stay engaged, complete your programs, and become your biggest cheerleaders. Stick around because next we're diving into Apple's genius pricing strategy and how you can apply it to boost your bottom line. Apple's products are expensive, and yet people buy them. Why? Because Apple has mastered tying their pricing to their perceived value. Their products aren't just gadgets, they're statements. When you buy Apple, you're saying, I value quality, innovation, and being ahead of the curve. Here's the deal. Price is a signal of value. If you price too low, people start to question whether what you're offering is even worth their time. Apple has never competed on price. In fact, their strategy avoids it altogether because competing on price leads to a race to the bottom. Think about it. You've seen those job boards where people offer blog posts for $10? What kind of quality do you expect for $10? Exactly. Apple's pricing tells you their products are premium, and they back it up with quality, seamless design, and an exceptional user experience. Here's where many business owners falter. They're afraid to charge premium rates for their offers. But let me tell you something. When you undervalue your work, so will your customers. Think of pricing as offering someone a cup of coffee. When you're building a relationship, you start with something small and inviting, like a low-ticket offer under $500. But as trust builds, you can offer bigger transformations and charge accordingly. Your second offer may be a $1,000 program. Your third, a $5,000 group coaching experience, and your fourth, a $10,000 VIP day. Each step deepens the relationship and increases the value you're delivering. Apple products aren't just priced higher because they look nice. They deliver on promises like seamless integration, powerful performance, and a design that just works. For your business, this means creating offers that don't just feel premium. They are premium. That could mean over-delivering on customer support, adding personalized feedback or one-on-one components, or simplifying your process so clients get results faster. Another trick Apple uses is anchoring their prices. Their MacBook Pro might start at $1,200, but when you see their high-end module for $5,000, suddenly that $1,200 price feels like a deal. You can apply this to your own business by offering tiered pricing. A basic online course for $500, a premium version with coaching for $1,500, a VIP option with one-on-one access for $5,000. Even if most people choose the middle option, the higher price makes it feel like an incredible value. The lesson here, don't compete on price, compete on value. And when you deliver real results over and over again, you can start charging premium prices. Last May, I held a high-ticket experience for a small group of high-level entrepreneurs in beautiful Lake Como, Italy. During this intimate 3-day retreat, I helped this group craft their high-ticket offer and application funnel, giving them direct support and guidance each step of the way. The price tag for this event, $25,000 a person. That's what's possible when you implement these lessons. And it was such a success that we're doing it again. So charge what you're worth, deliver on your promises, and create an experience that's worth every penny.
Worth it.
There you have it, 5 game-changing marketing lessons from Apple that you can steal for your business. Number 1, simplicity sells. Number 2, the customer experience. Number 3, the art of exclusivity. Number 4, building a die-hard fan base. And number 5, time your pricing to perceived value. Remember, Apple didn't become the world's most valuable company by accident. Their marketing is intentional, simple, and customer focused. Now, imagine if you could bring this same level of clarity and impact to your online business. You can, when you apply what I shared in this video. And if you're ready to create customers for life, I've got a free guide for you in the link in the description. Inside my dopamine button guide, I'll reveal the 3 brain hacks that will skyrocket your engagement in sales. Grab it now to discover how to ethically push the secret button in your customers' brains to create the kind of offers they'll crave. You'll also discover the counterintuitive strategy to instantly stand out from the competition, plus 3 specific ways to use dopamine buttons to make your offers irresistible and highly shareable, and a simple trick to turn students into hyper-motivated, goal-smashing superfans who'll buy from you again and again. Click the link below, download the guide, and start creating the kind of offers your customers will rave about. So grab that guide and then go out there and live your message, and I'll see you in the next video.